Welcome to another edition of our podcast. And myself, Stevie Street, and Miss J. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good evening, all. Good evening. Good evening, Nandy, Miss J. Hope you're well.
Yes, definitely well. It's what I noticed that there is a lot of R&B, a lot of music coming out this over the next couple of weeks. Is that a good thing, or what do you guys think?
Yes,
It's April.
it's a good thing.
It's April. That's when there's record store day. So you're getting a lot of reissues coming out on vinyl. And most bands and groups all put an album out. I'd say April and October are the two busiest days of the year for new music releases. So,
Okay.
but that list you sent, Miss J, was it's looking good. A Marie album. Um, Kerry Hilson's coming back. Ciara dropped a new track. There's a lot. There's going to be a lot to get through. I see Maya's got a new single out.
Yeah.
Who has a new single?
Maya, she released it.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah. And Mike, Melodic, welcome, guys. Welcome. If you guys, as you're coming in, just give us a shout out so we can acknowledge that you're part of the family this evening. Yes, as we were just saying, it's quite a number of Dio. Welcome, Dio. A lot of new music coming out. But as always, we are celebrating the ode and celebrating this I'm Ready album. What are your thoughts about the I'm Ready album? I'll start with you, Stevie.
Well, it was Miss J's pick, this album.
Yeah.
From 1994. What are my memories of Tevin Campbell? I think my first memory was 89 when he appeared on that Quincy Jones track.
Yeah.
Is it a Better You, Better Me? Which
Tomorrow.
That's it. If you listen to that now, it's hard not to shed a tear when you listen to it. It does emotionally get to you. And then obviously we had his debut album a few years after that. We'll probably do that album at some point. That had a good mix of stuff on it. And then by the time I'm Ready dropped, we got the more mature Tevin Campbell. I'll be honest, there was quite a few skippers on this. I didn't. It's not an album I played all the way through and played over and over again. But the tracks that I did like on this album, I really played a lot, and I really liked. So I'd say it's half an album for me. 5 or 6 really fantastic tracks. And there's some fillers. We'll get to the fillers, but you've got production from Paisley Park. I don't know whether it's Prince who produced them tracks or Silk. You've got Narada Michael Walden producing 3 or 4 tracks, and you've got, of course, Babyface. So Warner Brothers,
Daryl Simmons and a Babyface. You got to give Daryl his props.
Warner Brothers spent the money on the production. They really went to town with it promoting this album. And obviously, we all know what the big single is, but we'll get into that later on. So that's my thought.
That's my thought. Okay, just welcome Miss Savagnon from across the continent in France. Welcome. Music tips and reviews. Welcome. So as you guys come in, just let us know you're here so we can shout you out. And Max says that this album resurrected Tevin Campbell's career, but he only has had one debut album, so that would have been
how it resurrects his career.
I would say put him. It gave him a few tracks that he could tour forever on.
Right.
But
to be fair, this was his peak. I think he peaked with this album.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember it getting any higher for him after this, really, even though he did put out a few more albums after that. So
that's true.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Dio says Prince had no business on this album.
Interesting.
I think Prince did
Paisley Park is listed as. Doesn't actually say Prince.
Well,
okay.
No,
it's Prince. Paisley Park.
Yeah.
AKA.
You could hear.
He may not have had time. I don't know if he had time to do these tracks. I mean, there is definitely one track on this album that Prince did on his Gold album, which again we'll get into. Right. I reckon he did, because that has got Prince all over it. But the other tracks,
all of them do.
I'm not sure they are Prince.
They are.
I
Definitely.
think so.
I know they are.
Okay, fair enough.
Sure.
I mean, a few of them you just feel like you're hearing Prince. But anyway.
Never argue with a woman. Never goes well for you. Never goes well for you.
Yeah. This was Prince. Yeah. I mean, Miss J, what are your thoughts on the album?
I love it. Look, this is the original. I still have it. I love it. Prince is all over this. You can hear him, like, it sounds like he's duetting him basically, because he left his voice all over it. A couple of the songs.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Gold Experience had one of the tracks that I think Tevin did better, but let me not get into that right now. But yeah, I love this album. You could definitely hear Babyface versus, you can hear everybody's sound. The Babyface and who did you say not to leave out?
Daryl Simmons.
Daryl Simmons. And you could hear Narada. You could hear everyone who did their tracks. They have a signature sound to me that you could just definitely hear. Like, okay, we'll listen to Prince now. So I love it. I understand what you're saying, skipping, but it was Prince added substance to me. Prince added a different element and layers that Tevin wasn't really doing.
I don't think anybody remembers the Prince tracks on this album.
Yes, they do.
Maybe one, if at best. The rest, I don't think anybody remembers them.
I'll give you that. I agree with the one.
Yeah, I mean, there's one, but I would say that I think the best track, Round and Round, it's still probably one of the best tracks Prince did.
With Tevin?
Yeah, for Tevin or for anyone else, I really like that Round and Round. But on this album, for my stuff, you know what? I mean, like you, I bought the original album, and I would say that, off the back of Can We Talk and off the back of I'm Ready. What was this? The other track was Always in My Heart. I mean, off the back of those ones, it was like, wow, let's, and I think when we do our top 10, you'd see I probably had 4 songs, and then the rest I was just like, I might as well. It was eeny, meeny, miny, mo, where I put them. It was after 4 songs, I thought, man, I actually didn't realize this. I didn't really like this album, and I realize now why I didn't really play it up other than those 4 songs, because he's got 3 ones that are like, okay, man, these are big, big tracks, but the others, I was surprised. And yeah, I think there's some Prince ones that I'm just like, he just had some spare songs, just let this kid sing, and it just didn't, like, there was no effort in it. I don't understand. I mean, Nada was really good to give it some balance, but I just don't understand what the whole thing with Prince was. But anyway, we will get into that. But yeah, people will say, people have their thoughts about that. Halls of Desire. Okay, well, goodness, Halls of Desire is my favorite Prince song of this album. Wow. Yeah, so it was a strange album because, as I said, a massive single that gives this album a very different meaning. But when you delve into it, it just seems like, oh goodness, it's and I think it's a different thing when you review an entire album besides that big single and realize, was it as good as we thought? But anyway, we will go from there. So what we're going to do, guys, there were 11 songs plus 3 interludes on there. And as always, I mean, that means there's one song that just didn't make anyone's top 10. I think I could have left out 6 songs and just said, look, here's my top 5. But that's not how we play this game. So I will go and we'll go through all of them. Was it hard for you, Stevie, to pick out 10 tracks?
Like I say, the first 5 or 6 I knew straight away they'd be my top, and then the rest it was like, where do I put the? There was a few tracks that have really surprised me, and I thought, yeah, I need to listen to this a bit. I didn't play it enough at the time, and it sounds good now. So, and they're in my 7 to 10. So there is, there'll be some tracks now that I will go back to, and there's one track in particular that has gone from a middle track right into my top 3, which sounds amazing now. And I think I should have given that more play back then, but it sounds amazing. So I'm glad Miss J picked this album because, like you say, it's good to go back and discover some bits that you know, that you may not played from back at the time. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'll give you guys
But,
that.
you know, hopefully I'll be picking the next album. So I'll be picking, giving you two a bit of homework to do. Because there's an album that I really want to do, because so underrated, so incredibly underrated, and such a great album. But yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want to kick us off with number 11, because there were only 11 songs, and the one song that didn't make your top 10.
Number 11 would be Infant Child. It sounded like an extended interlude. Nice to end the album. Not a full track. It didn't sound like a full track, but obviously this Infant Child is going on about something there. But for me, it's time to get in bed, get my sleeping bag, and go to sleep. By the time Infant Child runs around, didn't include the interludes. Nice interludes, but yeah, Infant Child I could do without that one for me.
Okay. I actually liked Infant Child a little bit.
Miss J's there with a clipboard, crossing Steve's and reviews here going, I don't agree with that, agree with that. Gold, yellow card for this. For Steve. I can see she's giving them eyes, them piercing eyes that we get from Miss J. Yes.
So my number 11 is I've got to agree with Melodic. Paris 1798-430. I have no idea what.
179-8430.
Oh goodness, I'm thinking of what is
is that a hotel room in Paris?
I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I was like, okay, come on, what is this? Man? So I couldn't put it as my number 11. It was almost like, in fact, number 11, 10, and 9 were pretty much all in the same boat, but I just had to squeeze them in there. So number 11 is Paris track.
Well, listen to Namdi, the lyrics of this. Tears spill out in anger, for our black is now blue. Our blood can be spilled as well, but it will not make the news unless we're taken out one by one for the wrongs. I could do without that.
Yeah.
The meaning of it is deep, though.
Yeah, it's very deep. Yeah. It is. But it's gone right over my head.
It's too deep for my head. Hey, Derek from Minneapolis, welcome, my friend. Welcome. I still have a copy, original copy. Okay.
How old was Tevin when he made this album? Because I'm thinking of a young kid here, and he's getting really deep. But he'd grown, hasn't it? He had grown.
It was 93, but he lied about his age a lot back then. Okay. He was, so he was a teenager of around like 15, 16, but who knows? Because he's changed the years of his birth a couple of times. So.
Okay. Marco, welcome. Yeah, I mean, okay, Prince was not a great producer. Wow.
Stop. Stop.
I would say that Prince, for his own stuff and with the time, he did, he had the sound, that funk and stuff. I think sometimes when it comes to, in this case, I think he kept his sound and his style and just had Tevin sing. He's done better things for definite acts, but you've got to be a Prince fan to appreciate.
One of the very few artists who could mix a lot of genres together and still appeal to a broad range of people. Not many artists can do that.
Yeah.
He's an incredible talent. Producer, songwriter, singer, he could do everything,
Yeah. He was about 60 when he did that. Okay. Miss J, what about you? What was the last one for you?
My 11 would have been Paris 179-8430.
Okay. I thought you...
But I do like how it starts off like right up there. Like he starts out, yelling. I like the dramatics. But
okay. So it's okay. Yeah, okay. So I think you're gonna find out that you're gonna have a lot more album fillers than real records. Okay. Stevie, what about number 10 for you?
I went with Uncle Sam. I just don't even ever remember playing that. Well, I just think like I say, it is one of the Paisley Park. It sounds a bit. I think the production's distracting from what he's trying to say in the song, because, like he says, he's trying to put a message across about being black and about Uncle Sam. I think the message is really important, but it doesn't get across because of the production. You know, you're distracted by it. It's like you're listening, going, "What? I don't understand what's going on here," and I miss what he's saying. I've had to like read the lyrics and go, "Oh my!" Actually, reading the lyrics and going, "Wow, he's really saying something here." You know, he's really repping for the black community on this track. And again, it's just lost in the production.
Yeah, it was just all over the place. I mean, who was? I think I can't remember who said it. Trying to do the round and round where he does "One Day I'm Gonna Be a Big City" when he rapped it, but this one was just I didn't understand what he was rapping and stuff.
We didn't understand what he was rapping.
Ezekiel, welcome. It was just so much happening. You know, because when you think of the songs that are not top 5, the music was soft. You could hear his vocals. He took his time. I think some of these upbeat tracks were just so much going on. And it doesn't really, they don't fit with the album. It just seems like, you know, there was a vibe that the album was going through, and this just didn't fit.
No, not at all. Not at all, unfortunately.
So, you know, I'm not going to waste time yet. Number 10 was also Uncle Sam for me. Timmy Lee, welcome. We haven't seen in a while. And Mac and Melodic, everyone had Uncle Sam. It feels as if we're going to be in unison on a lot of these tracks here.
Yeah.
Well, don't say that, Namdi.
It seems. I always.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few contentions there coming.
We make it. Yeah. So, Stevie, what's number 9 for you?
I didn't do my 10. But
sorry, Miss J. Sorry, I just assumed we're all going to be the same. Sorry about that.
It is. It's Uncle Sam. So okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, sorry about that. Okay. I disagree. I totally got what the conversation Uncle Sam, especially for black. Hey, I don't think it's about what the message. I think it was how it was delivered. You can have it. You know, think about You and No. Powerful song, but it was delivered in a way that we could go ride with it. I think this was just, you know, apart from the name, it just felt busy. Stevie, number 8 for you.
9.
No, number 9.
Sorry, number 10, number 9.
Yes, I've gone for Paddy 178439. Much the same reason as Uncle Sam. Confused again, completely confused by the track. Yeah, Miss J, how long did it take you to get your blue headband together this evening?
2 seconds.
A very interesting attire you're wearing this evening. I always like to make a comment on, because I know Miss J always takes the time with her appearance on this podcast and got a. So yeah, mesmerised by the blue more than I am Parry 178439.
Oh wow!
Yeah, mesmerised by the blue headband you're wearing.
My niece made this, Fashion Beasties. She made
it.
My niece is the designer.
And you've got the old coiled hairdo going on as well. It fits it quite well.
Thank you, sir.
Have you seen this? It says, "Poor Prince is getting a torrid time."
Well, like I say, it wasn't all bad on this album. It wasn't all bad.
The question was, what happened to Tevin Campbell? Is he still in the music business? Yes, he is. But he's not recording new songs. He tours for a bit, then he takes a break, then he tours for a bit. So, Tevin is still performing, then he takes a break. But in a recent interview, I almost got scammed because somebody gave me an email address. Says this is Tevin Campbell's email address. And I sent an email to invite him on the show. And he says, yeah, love to come in. Can you send, $3,000 to my account? I said, $3,000, dude.
What?
This is, yeah. I said, I've never paid anyone for these interviews. And he says, well, here's the account number. Then then Tevin posted that somebody else has has created an account in his name and it's not him, that, don't trust anyone and stuff. So he's only done a few interviews, and in that he talks about how challenging it was for him, you know, especially after the third album. And so he comes in and goes out of the industry. So, yeah. But then, you know, the whole Can We Talk thing really brought him back to the forefront. So that whole viral stuff that Tank started really was good for him and stuff. But yeah, Tevin is, I think he's in, I don't know. But he has been struggling with, sometimes he does drink and sometimes he doesn't. So he's still battling some of those demons. And he admitted it on when he had the interview. He had 2 interviews that I saw. But anyway.
I had a beer last night with my pizza, actually. Very rare drink of alcohol.
Okay.
And I wish I didn't, because it went straight. I was still buzzing from last week's event party when I had a few beers. And I thought, you know what? I'll try another beer, and I wish I didn't. So I won't be drinking any more beers now until my next event in a few weeks' time.
In a few weeks' time. So before I do my number 9, Marco asks, which is better, Tevin or I'm Ready? I can't remember Tevin. Was that his debut one, Tevin?
Yes. T to the D to the B to the I to the N. Had the die on it.
He had Albert Shaw. He had Albert Shaw on that one, doing some production there.
Yes. Round and Round was on that one.
Yeah, I need to listen to it again, but I think I preferred that one. I don't know. I need to listen to it again. I haven't listened to it in a while.
That's the one with Confused and a few Kyle West tracks on as well. There's some good tracks.
Really good.
Yeah, I love the I love those ones. Okay, so it's hard. I can't say because I haven't listened to it in a while. If Tevin, the debut album, was better than this one.
What is Mr. Matt? What is Mr. Matt saying there?
I think it actually was.
Okay.
Was it Steve who created the account in Tevin's name? How dare you suggest that? How dare you suggest that?
Yep, it was Stevie.
Yeah, try to get $3,000 out of Nandy.
Oh goodness! I was jumping for joy. I was thinking, I'm gonna get Tevin Campbell, and and then when I saw this, I'm like, what? I've never first person ever to stay, and that's when I was almost like, wow, Tevin must be broke. He's begging for, so thank God Anyway, everyone says that they prefer Tevin Alone and With You. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna listen to that. But anyway, a lot of people seem to prefer Tevin. What does it say about this album?
I still like it.
What does it say about this album? Anyway, so my number 9 is I don't know who produced this one. Halls of Desire.
Prince.
Oh, Prince. So Prince has been number 10, number 11, 10, and number 9 for me. It was just, and I'm always nervous when I say this. Outside of Kiss and The Most Beautiful Girl in the World, there's not many songs from Prince that I like.
Oh, please stop.
And I always am nervous about this.
What is going on?
There are not many songs from Prince that I like. Doesn't mean, I'm not saying I think he's great.
What about 1999? Do you not like that record?
They're not, those pop records, those are Cadillac something, Corvette. Yeah, the Corvette stuff. And then Purple Rain. So he's got some nice tracks. But I said there's very few songs from Prince that I like. Not saying he's I think he's awesome. Same thing with Stevie Wonder.
He's awesome, but I don't like many of his songs. Just go back and repeat yourself. Prince is awesome, but I don't like any. I don't like.
Yeah, I think he's one of the greatest ever. As much I think as being one of the greatest ever, but there's just a few. There was just a taste. I'm not into the funk and the electric.
Well, stop! You're digging a bigger hole for you. Now
No. I'm saying I would say that if they ever say the top 5 greatest entertainers in the world, Prince will always be in that top 5. I'd say he's a genius. He writes, produces, plays every instrument. He's discovered Jam and Lewis, and he did everything. Amazing. But when it comes to his actual music, there's very few that that personally just doesn't fit in my sort of stuff.
Wow.
I'm not into the whole funk and stuff like that. It's just a little too much for me.
I suppose in the 80s, he was more viewed as a rock pop artist than he was, say, a black music artist. So a lot of his songs were aimed at black radio, really, were they? They might have been played on black radio, but I suppose in America and Europe, they were on all the commercial pop radio stations. Because I in the 80s, I always seen Prince as I saw him as a pop artist. It wasn't
and I
really.
love that one. Yeah, Red Corvette, When Doves Cry. That Kiss, that early Prince was more, because I was more into that kind of pop stuff. So I loved that earlier. But then when he started to do the revolution and he started to do the stuff, he just I think maybe because he released such a lot of albums, a lot of stuff, it became it was a challenge for me just to keep up with it. But as I said, I've with Prince, I give him the utmost respect and everything. I've seen him play guitar and that is just out of this world, and I know he's said a lot for the musicians about labels and publishing and trying to own your creativity. So I give him the utmost. But I just know that, same I said as Stevie Wonder, I don't have a Stevie album, and I can barely remember many Stevie songs. But it doesn't mean I don't appreciate.
Half the Stevie songs you like, they're all done by R&B artists in the 90s.
Yeah.
I could play you a whole album of Stevie songs that R&B artists have done, but you probably don't even realize a Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. But as much as you know
what? Let's get to number. Let's stop here, Andy. You really. It's just incredible. Let's get to number 8. Let's get to number 8.
I didn't even go for number 9 yet.
No, yeah. So I
number 9 because this is shocking. This one.
Yeah. So I would say, let me see. Now I can find Prince. So I can everyone. Yeah. So as I said, guys, Prince is on the top. So maybe that's why his songs on this album I just didn't rate, just because it's just personal preference. Okay. So Diamond Pearl,
okay. I don't like the Prince songs on this album. You don't have to say Prince is awesome, but I don't like any of his songs or many. Anyway, let's get to Miss J. What is your number 8, please?
My number 9. I didn't even say my number 9.
Yeah, go ahead, number 9. Go ahead.
See, I'm that lost in the Prince system that I've actually forgot what number we're on now.
That's all couple. Okay, so I'm going to say the birds chirping in the beginning of the song. This reminds me of Gone Too Soon a little bit. You guys already named it. It's Infant Child. It has Gone Too Soon vibes for Michael Jackson, but it's a hymn. Infant Child is a hymn, so I still appreciate it, but I put it at number 9.
Okay.
Right to you.
I will. Yeah, I will. We before too long, we'll do a Prince top 10. I may struggle with it, but we'll do one just to show that I'm not insulting Prince. I do struggle with him though.
I'll be honest, I didn't get into Prince. I didn't get into Prince till when the track "Get Off" dropped, because it had a heavy hip hop New Jack feel to it.
I remember that one.
When Diamonds and Pearls, I thought Diamonds and Pearls was an incredible, and I was like, right, I got to get into Prince now. I've got to get in, and then there's the Gold album, which again was another very much an R&B album. I love that album.
He just had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. I went back and checked his 80s catalogue out, and there's some great tracks.
Yeah.
Awesome
so, there's a lot of great stuff. So, yeah. And maybe it was that whole debate of, you had to be Prince or Michael, and you had to be Take That or Boy, or was it Bros or
Sexy Mother. I won't say that next. Sexy. I mean, what a funky track that was. Oh,
yeah.
Sexy Mother.
He had some real bangers. Now that you start remembering them, I was like, okay, that was great. Yeah. So anyway, so number 8, Stevie.
Well, we're finally at number 8, and this is the first of the Narada Michael Walden tracks for me. I'll be honest, I don't remember this track at the time, but I've been listening to it over the last few weeks, and it's really like, wow, this, if we was doing this 6 months on, it would be a lot higher. But What Do I Say is at number 8. I think it's a really good track.
Yeah, so it's going to be at number 8.
What Do I Say is at number 8. Like I said, I need to play it more because I just didn't listen to it enough at the time. But it's a nice Narada, like ballady type track. Well, I'd say ballady mid-tempo. I thought the chorus could have been a bit stronger. Maybe that's why it's not as more up in my top 10. But I need, like I say, I need to get into this track more. So number 8, What Do I Say for me?
Okay. Yes, I think for me number 8, it's one of those tracks where it's a track that if he was on the X Factor or The Voice, they'll have they'll have them sing. Okay, it's the Beatles week or this week, and then they will then have them sing. And this number 8, Don't Say Goodbye, felt like one of those songs where, okay, so it's
what? Number 8?
It's Burt Bacharach week, so what are we going to pick? And everyone picks a trunk, and Don't Say Goodbye, just, yeah. So that, it felt like he's going to be, yeah. So that to me was number 8 for me. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's that is an incredible track, Namdi.
Okay, you've got two of my...
just
yeah, it's one of those kind of those candle songs, those kind of like old school songs. Yeah, not for me. Look at Dio and Chukwuma just said shh at number 8. You guys, I don't understand what you guys are saying, but anyway, Miss J, what's your 8?
I feel like his voice was velvety smooth on this track. I picked Brown Eyed Girl.
Okay.
I'm surprised that's at number 8. I thought it'd have been a bit higher for you, Miss J.
I don't think you're going to agree with anything on my list. The order of my list.
Well, okay. Yeah.
That's a good track, that.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. We're on to we've got on to number 7. Hey, Timmy Lee. What's number 7, Stevie?
I didn't actually realise this was another Paisley Park production. Someone just interrupted there.
It's the microphone.
Oh, okay. I've gone for this was more of the only right proper New Jack sounding track on the album, if you can call it that. Halls of Desire, number 7.
Okay.
I do like this track, actually.
I love it.
Yeah, it is a good song, good track. But I was surprised, like you say, it was a Prince production. But yeah, good track, solid track.
Okay, so Timmy Lee and M Mac both agreed with you there. Even Melodic also had Halls of Desire at number 7. My number 7 is Infant Child. I actually like the
what?
Yeah. Nice and short. I just thought it was. I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just gave it. Yeah, it was a nice little. As I said, from 11 to 6, I could have just shuffled the card and put them anywhere. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't great. But yeah, Infant Child.
Wow.
Okay. Miss J, what's your 7?
I agree with Stevie on this one. I love when Prince writes and he's counting down. So I have Halls of Desire. It's sexy. This is a sexy track. I put the mic. I was gonna sing a little bit, but I don't know if I should do that.
Go ahead.
No, what is this? Halls of Desire, right? Yeah, I gotta have the music going. I don't know, but I'm not gonna do it.
Oh no!
Y'all want to hear me sing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all know I'm not a singer, but I want to hear. I gotta have the music going. I can't do it without the music. I don't think I could do it without it. I ain't bring the music, but the end of this song, Halls of Desire, it's the sexy song. I wasn't expecting Tevin to do this as a teenager. Prince did not care, I guess, how old he was, and I just love everything about this song. And I'm not gonna murder his song, so sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna do it.
No.
So we'll go to number for you. The next one. Let's go on to the next one.
See, we're moving kind of fast. We may squeeze.
I was holding the music up here for Halls of Desire. Here we go. There you go. It's the beat. Let's go.
You want to hear it? Are you bringing it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I like the ending part though. You got to go to the see. Isn't it cute?
Well, go ahead. You've got everyone waiting.
What? Oh, I'm about to sing that part at the beginning of it. I like the ending part.
You know what?
Like
when we get to Can We Talk, you can sing that for us, yeah?
Oh,
How about that?
Okay.
Make me do it.
What
Can
did
We
you have
Talk
to?
is the most loved song on this album, I think. But I was singing this song running around the house. Like I kept playing this song on repeat. So I think I'm gonna do it. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all ready? You ain't go to the end. Give me the end part, Trap. Give me the end.
Hold on. Which bit do you want? How about the last 30 seconds?
The very end, I'm gonna do it without the music. Higher, higher, that part. The very end, just give me that note. Yes, that part. Right there. Yes! I hear Prince singing this.
Right, I'm ready to click play when you're ready.
I did it. But you was late with the music. I did it already.
Right,
but
one, 2, 3.
That part right there. That. Right there. Woo! Yeah.
Okay.
It's just you could just tell Prince was singing that song and he just like copied exactly how Prince did it. Because you know how Prince is always screaming on the song, and you could just tell him like he told Prince, or Prince told him do it like I did it, and he just did his version. And it was cute and sexy for a teenager. Prince, he would have made it a little more nasty, but I love it.
He does get a little bit nasty on a few songs, but we'll get into that. Okay. Stevie, you're number 6.
Brown Eyed Girl made my number 6. And I do remember when I was in college having a crush on this girl and this song. I always used to play this song because she had brown eyes, believe it or not. So I do remember this song well. And I thought it was a great track, that Brown Eyed Girl. Brown Eyed Girl, come talk to me. So number 6, Brown Eyed Girl. We get stronger from here now. After this, we're getting the tracks get so strong, but
they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mac had Infant Child number 6, and Timmy Lee had Brown Eyed Girl number 6. My number 6 is
Timmy Lee's almost got he's seen my top 10. Every track, more or less agree with every track so far.
My number 10 is my number 6 is What Do I Say? Got Johnny Gill listed as a co-writer on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So I didn't mind it. Yeah. So that's my number 6. Okay. Let's see, what did you have for number 6?
I have What Do I Say? And What Do I Say? I said, okay, he starts singing this song humming, so you know it was about to be good. But the riffs and the inflections throughout this song are very Whitney Houston.
Oh, somebody said that
especially how he ends the song. So I have it queued up because it's just too Whitney. That's Whitney. Yes, Whitney. And whenever he performs, he's Whitney. I'm gonna take the mic off now. But when he performs, it's Whitney hand gestures with the mic. They move the same. The hand movements on the mic is all the same. I'm like, he could give somebody rehearsal. He could train whoever does the next Whitney Houston movie to how to walk like her on stage. Give him stage credit. He got it. He's all Whitney.
So he knows. Okay.
Yeah, he is the male Whitney.
See, number 5. I think we're probably getting
slightly going off topic here. There's something I've seen on social media this week that I've kind of passed around as well. That I'm like, half of me is like completely freaked out, and the other half is like, whoa, this is what's to come. Well, I say what's to come, it's already here. But there is some AI digital creator who has digitally AI created all the male groups, female group album covers of the 90s that we all know so well, and they come to life in AI, and it's incredible, but it's also freaked me out completely, because I'm like, I just know pretty much soon when you log into your IG, it's just going to be ream after ream of this AI stuff. We're just going to, our heads are just going to be, you won't know what's real and what's not, but this is, this is what's coming. But to see like album covers by Jade and Mint Condition and Intro and all that just suddenly H-Town all's come to life is just like incredible, but freaky at the same time. So I don't know if viewers have seen that go on IG. I can't remember the guy's handle on IG, but I've shared it on my statuses and that. But I do think it's incredible. But anyway, let's get to what number 5. Are we number 5? I don't know what to do here because I've moved my number 5. It was originally at number 3. It's gone to number 5, and I don't know whether it should stay at number 3 or not. But the only reason I've moved it back to number 5, 2 reasons. One, because of this other track that I've been listening to all week, and it's just blown my head away. And also, I just think the Prince original, if I'm really honest, was better than Tevin's version. But I do, when Tevin sings, "I'll do you after school like some homework," I'm like, oh, I'm not comfortable with that lyric anymore. "I'll do you after school like my homework." I'm like, how old was you, Tevin? Please tell me he was over 16 when he sang that lyric.
I think he was probably 14 or so.
It doesn't sit well with me now, people. It really doesn't. But I think the Shhh, I did play that a lot of the time. I think it's on the Gold album by Prince, it's about 7.5 minutes, and it's an epic slow jam. But Tevin doing it, I'm not entirely convinced by it. But even though I do like it is a strong track, but I'm a bit uncomfortable about it. Even though
I can understand why.
Yeah. Even like I like my sexual slow jams. This one, I'm like, I don't know about it. I think Prince I don't know why Prince gave him this track. He should have kept it for himself.
So that's she's the number 5.
And it's Sunday. I repent all my sins, Lord. Repent all my sins today, Lord. Good gracious, Lord. I'm just a poor man. I'm just a poor man, Your Honor. Just a poor man, Your Honor.
Well, just before, because Stevie was saying stuff about the AI stuff, and I wanted to share one of the things that he was talking about here. I'm not going to include the audio. So this is, forget the R. Kelly. Hopefully you guys can see it. So this is one of the latest ones that came out today.
Yeah, that is the one. Look at that.
Some of them are really good. This is Total. Escape one, I think, was probably the best. Look at Iris, who just passed away, 702. Destiny's Child. Brownstone.
The Cut Close one's amazing for me. That's coming up in a minute.
Black. Jade.
Amazing. Wow, look at that.
I don't know who these ones were.
I can't remember. That's
Janae.
Janae.
This is Janae, yeah. In Vogue, they didn't get them as good. They should probably use a different picture. Chaining Faces.
Look at that. Amazing. There's the
Cut Close. Flow Tree. TLC. I think that was back then. And then the other one was the guys.
That's incredible, the male one.
That Jonas, it's just.
I could say the eras and the guys better than the girls. The girls was actually better.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the H-Town one. The H-Town one's amazing with Dino.
They didn't get 112 right. Is this B2K?
No, that's Immature.
Yeah.
Mint Condition.
Next.
Okay.
Look at that for him. Look at that.
Look at Guy. I should show this to David, and then So for real, yeah, Blackstreet. Who is this guys?
I don't know who they are. I do not know this man. I do not.
New Edition. What do you say?
Ronnie, they got Ronnie all wrong.
They got Ronnie all wrong. Yeah.
Ronnie would know. That was not it.
Yeah, AI is scary. And the reason I say this is that as it gets better, they can bring people back to life, and you just don't know what is real and what's not going to be real. I think it's fun when you see it, but if they can use that and take
Absolutely.
somebody who has passed, and they almost, people might start having conversations. Um, I know with the labels they're going to, because they're now buying not just the music, but they're buying the likeness. So somebody who just bought Biggie Smalls, um, the family sold his, not just his catalog, his vocals and his image rights to this company. And what they're going to, Menavision, and what they're going to be able to do is they start using this AI technology to reimagine Biggie rapping new songs and releasing the albums because they've got the permission. So
That doesn't seem right.
it doesn't, but that's, I mean, if somebody can just do that on a whim,
What, they're
who
going to
knows?
re-release the Biggie albums done
No,
AI?
they're going to make new albums
Oh.
because they own his likeness and his vocals, and they can then put all his catalog into this AI system. They can then say, okay, this is what he can raps about, get his vocals, and then create a new album, an original album.
Wow.
So,
And that
yeah.
point, folks, music is finished. It is over, unfortunately.
Anyway,
Right, so it's completely over for us all.
yes. So back to number 6, and that's for me. Is it? No, number 5. Number 5 is Brown Eyed Girl. I like Brown Eyed Guys Girl. Nice little soft. And Tevin Campbell gets some publishing credit on this as a co-writer. I thought, okay.
It's not the Van Morrison original. No, it's not, is it? No.
No,
South Dakota.
yeah.
Golden.
So he got some little publishing on this stuff. So yeah, give Brown Eyed Girl. Now here's I wonder how a young Tevin Campbell, as he's singing this and singing some of the songs on this album, but we know now that, and I don't know if he knew about his sexuality after, as he got a little bit older. So you listen back and you start to wonder if he was pressured into writing or singing songs that he didn't feel comfortable with. But yeah, so I looked, especially I think Brown Eyed Girl and Can You Talk and stuff, and and Shh, when he's singing that one, it just feels like, hey, what are they doing to this poor boy? But then look at, we're hearing about Justin Bieber, about how he might have been exploited when he was a kid and he's struggling now, and other young male artists, what they might have experienced. So and Tevin did admit that he had a tough when he was as a young artist in the industry, because you can't be sheltered all the time from your mom. So it's videos, more and more celebrities are coming forth with their stories. Terrence Howard, was it Terrence Howard? He's just released, did an interview talking about how certain male executives try to maneuver to take his manhood. So I just pity some of these young kids who were in the industry back then, and what they must have experienced, like Tevin. So that's why Tevin struggles now. But anyway, Brown Eyed Girl is number 5 for me. Miss J, what's your number 5?
Oh wow. Always in My Heart is number 5.
Wow.
It's a beautiful song. I love how he holds the note in that song. Always
in my heart.
Yes. Yeah, that's Babyface all over that. It's just Babyface and Tevin Campbell are a great duo to me. Like, he could have done more Babyface songs.
Yeah. Okay. So we also have to. We all forget. It is written and produced by Babyface and Daryl Simmons, silent partner. The production and the sonics of the Face and Simmons production after L.A. Reid, you can sort of tell it was. You could hear how it just there's a certain way it just I name no names, but yes, you could tell when when Daryl and Face were producing, and that's changed after Face went alone and did Wait to Exhale album. That was when he said, Daryl, you know what, I'm going to try this on my own, and Face's sonics changed, but yes, okay, so. Stevie, what's your number 4?
These Babyface Daryl Simmons tracks, the 3 of them, I played to death back then, and they could have all been number 1 for me, but Always in My Heart made number 4 for me. Should be number 3. Only reason that I've been playing this other track I've been a lot, but it's a killer track. Always in My Heart, brilliant song.
Isn't it? Okay.
Time. 30 years on, easily. Amazing song. Like you say, perfect for Tevin. This is the perfect tracks for him.
Right.
Okay. MJS man, welcome. D Grant, Don't Say Goodbye. Okay. Melodic. Okay. So my number 4. It was, you know, we're getting to the business. Sorry, number 5. The title track.
We're at number 4, Namdi.
We're number 4, sorry. It was number 5 on the album. Number 4 was the title track, I'm Ready. Do you know I'm ready to love? Yeah.
To love you.
Yeah. Yes. It was the weaker of the Babyface and Simmons production.
Wasn't Namdi, wasn't.
Did you say, wait a minute, did you say the weaker?
He's weaker out of the 3. Is that what you tried to tell us, Namdi?
It was the weak out of the 3.
He's having a shocking podcast this evening.
No.
He's having a shocker
because he had.
Really
I prefer I'm Ready to it, and that was much stronger. Yeah.
Did you ever hear the Dallas Austin remix of I'm Ready, Namdi?
No, I didn't.
Ooh.
I gotta hear it now. I've never heard that.
It had that sentimental type vibe beat to it that Deborah Cox did, that Dallas Austin sound that he had in the mid-90s. Turned it into a more danceable track, but it was a good mix. Very good mix.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm Ready was my number 4.
Oh, Namdi, the weaker out.
It's not the weaker. Me and Stevie agree again. Like this going on. I love that song. It's not weak at all. Strong song. But
it's debatable. It's debatable number 1. Debatable number 1.
Yes, because it was my number 1.
Oh, don't give it all away. Don't give it.
Yeah, you might as well do live dance.
I didn't say. Well, it changes a lot.
Okay, what's your number 4 then?
So the first album he had Goodbye. On this album he had Don't Say Goodbye. So number 4 is Don't Say Goodbye.
Don't say goodbye.
Take a look inside and read my mind. Yes, everything I do. Like the lyrics are so beautiful. Oh my God. Beautiful song.
Okay. And Mac, Sheldon is on another level. You know, Sheldon is the one that if you do Boys to Men top 10, he puts Motown Philly as number 3 or so. No, that's not me. I said to Face and Simmons did 3 tracks on the album, and I think I had 2 other tracks that I preferred to I'm Ready. So that was the only difference. Not that there's a bad song. But anyway, Steve, what's your number 3?
I think Narada Michael Walden during this time doesn't get enough props. Obviously, he did Shanice, I Love Your Smile. But what a songwriter. And his production, it does make you feel good. It's got a flow to it, you know. So this is the track that's been a revelation for me. I did play at the time a lot, but it's really connecting with me at the moment. And my first draft, it was at number 5, and I put it at number 3. I think it's a brilliant mid-tempo soul track. I think it's an underrated Narada Michael Walden masterpiece, this. But Tevin's vocal on this is incredible. Number 3 is Don't Say Goodbye, Girl, for me.
Wow, goodness, that high up?
Yeah, superb track, Namdi.
It really is.
Say goodbye, girl. Mike, I know Mike's watching. You've let me down tonight, Mike, because I know you're at high soulful quality, and it was at your number 8, I think. What's he doing number 8, Mike? I'm disappointed in you, sir. But big shout to Mike. He listens to my R&B Fresh show each and every week. Always sends me an email, so I appreciate you, Mike. I think I've got like 3 hardcore regular listeners on my show on the Mixcloud. So thanks for tuning in. I could do with 4 or 5 if anyone wants to. Yeah, but number 3, Don't Say Goodbye, Girl, by Tevin Campbell.
Okay, number 3 for that. Okay. My number 3 is just the first track on the album, and I love the I really do like it. Always in My Heart. Down, down, down,
The first track on the album?
It's got
sorry, not number the first track on the album. Sorry, number 10 on the album. You're always in my heart. So that was, you could always tell a Face and Simmons production, the way they just did that little, I don't even know what sound it was, but even like it sounds like Red Light Special. It has the same sort of stuff, even a Tony Braxton track, it just feels the same. But what Daryl said is that some of these songs he had, Face had them from when he was in high school. Face wrote the tracks, but Daryl co-wrote the music. So he had, these were old songs that he had many years before the deal. When they're Man-Child, Face had already written them. Wow. And those 3 tracks, and so they just dusted them off and gave it to him. So Always in My Heart, number 3 for me. What's number 3 for you, Miss J?
No one's going to agree with me on this. It is the viral sensation that Tank started, and Kavon Edmonds sang the demo for. The first track on the album, Oh Girl, One More Chance with You Again. It's Can We Talk? I Will Not Let It. It's number 3 because it's been played to smithereens, and I think there's so many songs that are equally as good as that. So it's number 3 because it gets a lot of attention. But I love Can We Talk? But
number 3, I'm surprised again. Very surprised.
This is somebody.
Very surprised.
I love it, but I played it a billion times. So
okay.
Yeah, but have you played that track more than any other track on the album?
No, I play them all too much. But I just think that the public plays it a lot. But because sometimes.
So what you're saying is all kind of overplayed for you. You've won too many. I understand. I understand.
And so many songs are equally as good as Can We Talk, but they don't get the love. And number 3.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. That's a shock. Okay, Stevie, what's the number 2 for you?
Number 2, it could have been number 1 because it's still a great song. Number 2 is I'm Ready. I'm ready to love you. Oh my gosh. Killer track.
Yes.
How is that not made number 1? That's good enough to be in anyone's number 1 R&B. But it's a bigger track than that. There is one more bigger track. Number 2 is that I'm Ready. Incredible track. I think there's a remix of this as well. I'm sure I've got a remix of this somewhere on a CD single, but
this song's so perfect though.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I'm ready. What the Dallas Austin mix? Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's one. The Dallas Austin mix for I'm Ready. Great, fantastic.
I mean, sometimes you wonder if they did need a mix for that. Can you imagine having a remix? Did they have a remix with Can We Talk?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It was nowhere near as good as the original, though.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
It's like a hip hop bass feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can We Talk? Oh goodness, Timmy Lee, Can We Talk at number 2?
Like I say, these Babyface tracks, any of them could have made number 1. I think any of the 3 could have made. They're that strong.
Yeah,
they are that strong. I feel if you've not got a Babyface track at your number 1 on this album, there's something wrong here, folks.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So
for me, my second single on this album was a song that actually reminded me of I'll Be Sure's Right Here. I actually, at first, when I listened to it, I thought it was produced by I'll Be Sure and Kyle West, based on what they did on the first album. But I thought I'll Be Sure had something similar on his Sexy Verses. But I was very, very, very surprised with the context of the song. When we did Brandy's song, we spoke about how well and how mature majority of the lyrics were. And we think about Shanice and I Like His Smile and that type of stuff. And then we went to Usher. We haven't done the Usher debut album, but one of the challenges you had there was the material for this young kid did not match the kid singing it. And this song did not match this young Tevin Campbell singing it. But it was still a very good track. So shh, break it down. I don't want to do it in a bedroom. I'm thinking, wait, this is a kid singing. What are they doing? How did they put it out there? Tevin, you have the woman screaming at the back, and I'm thinking, what? I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem to make sense. It's a very good track. I'm not going to lie about it. But it just doesn't seem like it's a very good
thing. We've not got Jackie McGee here. Imagine what she'd say, Andy. Oh my God. She'd be bringing out the devil and the Lord and everything.
No, but it's a very good track. Yes, Miss Seven, you're right now. Getting around and doing right now. I think I do like ballads, and I really was like, as I said, I thought this was a I'll Be Sure Kyle West production until I was like, Prince did this? Wow, that's. Then again, I could hear it. I couldn't hear Prince in this. No, I couldn't hear it. So,
have you heard the Prince version, Namdi?
No, I hadn't. I didn't realize he did.
Go on YouTube and put in Prince, and it takes the track to a whole different level.
I don't like it. I don't like it as much as I like Tevin. Maybe because I was when it came out. Prince came out after.
You need to You need to listen to that Prince original again. Then.
Yeah, Natalie from Sexy Verses. Yeah, that was definitely. I actually did like that album. I don't know why it just didn't. It didn't do well. The R rating didn't help, and Benny, and then the budget moved away. But anyway, that's a different story. But yes. By Prince, number 2, written and produced by Prince, for a 14-year-old Tevin Campbell. I don't understand how, in plain sight, they're just giving kids very adult stuff to do, and it just, what would you expect this poor kid to turn into when he's singing like this when he's a kid?
He's probably already doing stuff behind the scenes we didn't know about at the same time.
Well, that's yeah. Okay, so that's my number 2. What's yours, Michelle?
Come love me forevermore. I'm ready. Number 2.
Okay.
Wow. Perfect. Beautiful.
Wow.
Song. Tevin Campbell sang his heart out on this, but yes, number 2 is I'm Ready.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what number did you have? Always in My Heart at?
Always in My Heart, number 5.
And you had Can We Talk at number 3?
Yes.
So now I know where you've gone here, Miss J. I know exactly where you've gone now.
No, okay.
Mate, if it was a game of chess, I'd have her in checkmate now. Have her in checkmate and game would be over.
Okay, Stevie, you want to go from?
Yes, number 10. I'm not going to go from number 11. I'm going to go from number 10. Uncle Sam. Bizarrely never listened to it. Number 9. Paris. Bizarrely never listened to that one. Number 8. What Do I Say? I need to listen to that more. It's really growing on me. Number 7. Halls of Desire. Again, I need to play that more. A good little new Jackie type track. Number 6. Brown Eyed Girl. Number 5, Shhh. It was originally at number 3. It's gone back to number 5, but I still really like that track a lot. Hell of a lot. Number 4, Always in My Heart. Classic. Number 3, Don't Say Goodbye. It's an underrated classic. Number 2, I'm Ready is a classic. Number 1, it's obvious what my number 1 is because I haven't mentioned it. And it's the track that, how old is Tevin Campbell now?
I think he's 49 or so.
49. So let's say he lives till 89. He might go longer, he might not, but he can carry on performing this track and earning money from it until he's 89 because it will never date. It is an R&B 90s classic. It's a fantastic, it's just an outstanding track. It's Can We Talk? It's the big track from the album. I have heard it. I've heard it a million times. I'm not fed up of it. He sings this. It's the perfect track for Tevin Campbell. And like you say, you'll live off this. It's the one track you'll live off forever. And, most artists, if you can do that one track, I know it's a pain because you've always got to perform it. You might get sick of it yourself. But if you can write or get someone to write you just one track that connects with the music buying public like that, you're made for life. Well, you should be anyway. So, number 1, Can We Talk? Thank you very much.
Mic drop there. Okay. Yeah. Well, for me, no. I mean, my last song on this album was Paris 17986432 Number 10 was Uncle Sam. I think that was Dio's number 1. Okay. Number 9 was Halls of Desire. 8 was Don't Say Goodbye, Girl. 7 was Infant Child. 6 was What Do I Say? 5 was Brown Eyed Girl. Number 4 was I'm Ready. Number 3 was Always in My Heart. Number 2 was Shh, Break It Down. And number 1, I guess, there's songs when you have Jade, Don't Walk Away, or I'm So Into You, that when you're thinking about the 90s, or I'll Make Love to You, or, End of the Road, that just like define the era. And you didn't realize how much you appreciated this track until the viral moment that went around during lockdown. I think people talk about who sang it the best. Kevin Ross did great. Avery Wilson did great. Kevon Edmonds sang it as though it was his song. I mean, he started it off and he was the only one that could hit it up there. But just to think about this is like Brandy's I Want to Be Down. This is one of those, it's a very innocent song. As Daryl Simmons says, Faith wrote this when he was in, many years ago. And he wrote it just, that's, can we talk? I just want to know your name. It just is, you think how innocent and how innocent and sweet the song is, then you realize, wow, it's such a special song. Because it's just something as basic as I just want to know your name and I want to get to know you. Those type of songs are timeless. Those type of sweet songs that everyone can relate to, and not everyone has the courage to. And Face was writing these songs being a shy person, and then he used his pen in order to say what he couldn't do and stuff like that. But I know the big controversy that Usher and what Face and the LA Reid is that LA Reid heard the track and was like, man, I would want this for Usher, but they're not being paid. Daryl says, look, Warner Brothers said Quincy heard the track and says, can you give us a track for Usher? And they gave it to and Usher already had it. Sorry, not Usher, Tevin. But I think LA Reid, when he heard the track, was like, come on, we need to give this to our own label artists. But, they'd already committed to give it to Tevin and Quincy Jones. But Can You Talk, the undisputed heavyweight of the album, and the song that made this album what it is. Without this song, I don't know where this album would have been. So that is my
good point. That's a good point, that Namdi.
Yeah. Miss J, I know you're going to go
Mic
back
drop
to
for
front.
you.
If I had a mic in my hand, I would just where's this drop. Go ahead. What about you?
My number 10 is Uncle Sam. Number 9, Infant Child. 8, Brown Eyed Girl. 7, Halls of Desire. 6, What Do I Say? 5, Always in My Heart. 4, Don't Say Goodbye. 3, Can We Talk? Number 2, I'm Ready. And my number 1, I don't care what y'all say, this is the song that teenage pregnancies are made of.
Wow.
That's how I felt when this song came out, because we were too young for this, but it was still sexy. It was making Tevin like a little grown up, but it was shh, break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. Tevin tore the song up. I don't care if it was too young to be singing it. He sounded good and it was amazing. And you deserve to get some love.
Well,
keep
that,
going.
the wholesome Miss J.
I am.
The wholesome Miss
am.
J picked a sexy slow jam for her number 1, eh? Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that, eh?
Just listening
I told
to
you,
the
folks.
song.
I told you, folks. We all harbour these dark secrets.
I don't.
Harbour these, you know, these. You know, we all harbour these dark. You know, you think you know Miss Jane, then she surprises you just like that.
But I would say that it was very close for me. But I just could. I mean, if not that, Can We Talk was just this phenomenal song. Even if I heard do, you know. But that was really close. But no, it could never.
No, it's a very good track. It is a really good track.
All of them are so good. And but if you
all of, what do you mean all of them? What are we talking about? All?
Can We Talk is good. I'm Ready is good.
What? Name your top 5 again. Sorry, Jay. What's your top 5?
Mine or Nami's?
No, not yours. What's your top 5 again?
Always in My Heart.
Yeah.
Don't Say Goodbye. Can We Talk? I'm Ready. And shh.
Yeah, same. I had all them in my top 5. So, like I say, from 5, any of them could have been number 1. But I take, you know, but they're all really strong tracks. That's the top 5 you should have, Namdi. They're the best 5 tracks on the album for me.
Yeah, my number 5, my top 5 is Can We Talk? Shh. Always in My Heart.
Yeah.
I'm Ready.
Yeah.
And what's number 5? It's Brown Eyed Girl.
Don't Say Goodbye, Girl's not in your top. I just don't get it, man. That's just
so it was that, you know, the big opera stuff, you know, it was
that's incredible.
Yeah, no doubts in the vocals. It was just, you know, it was
they're the 5 best tracks on this without a shadow of a doubt.
That's true.
Wait. Yeah, it's the same way you guys talk about, you know, okay, I don't understand any parts about our artists, but anyway, yes.
I did the album cover. Then I like the album cover. Anything to say about the actual album cover? These are always important. These album covers. You know, he says
the video looked like that. Always in My Heart video looked a lot like the album. Did you notice that? Maybe
it was a shot. Was it a shot from the video then that they've included?
I wonder because it looked like, I don't know, because the outfits are different. But if you look at this is how the Always in My Heart video looked, like the coloring. But the outfits were different. But it was very.
When did the album come out? Because again, I'm a very seasonal listener. I listen to this album in the autumn. I always bring it out in the autumn. So it always feels very autumny, this album. I don't know why. Around like October, November, when the leaves are coming off the trees.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's an autumn album for me.
Yeah, Tevin Campbell I'm Ready album. It was released October '93.
That's probably why then. That's probably I played it a lot.
It was released.
I was in college again. I was in college, so you know, and I remember trying to scramble the money to get. I think I bought this album, and I can't remember if it was the CNC Music Factory album on the same week that came out. The one with "Wanna Get Funky with Me" album. "Wanna Get Funky with Me." I think I bought those. I had enough money to buy those 2 CDs that week.
You've had that the entire time?
What's that?
That's the original?
Yeah. That's it's the German. It's the original German European copy. You probably got the US release.
Yeah. You've had that since it came out, though.
Oh, yeah. I did buy it. And I probably had no money then for the next few weeks. I probably had no.
Wow. That's how important music is to you. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You have no idea how important music is to Stevie. He's a massive fan. I mean, I had a CD rack, but I don't think I had more than 300. But and I had the original. I don't know if I had the original. If I had a Columbia House version of the album and stuff. But as I said, off the back of Can We Talk, everyone rushed and got the album. But I can't say nothing. I just said it is up there as one of R&B 90s royalty kind of track, and the viral sensation was what made everyone remember how sweet the song is. But not only that, how sweet music was back then. And I really, Tank really did something well with that competition stuff, because it just some artists fell short on that, but it just gave everyone something to really celebrate during the tough time of the lockdown. So I'm ready. Decent album, probably.
What would you rate out of 10, both of you? Namdi, what would you rate out of
10? If it didn't have Can We Talk, I probably would give it a 4. But with Can We Talk, I'll give it I don't know if it's a 5.5. 5.5. 5.5. Yeah, I was disappointed with half of the album. Disappointed with half the album. I mean, as I said, we named we had 5 songs that that were good, but it had 6 or 7 that just weren't really up to scratch.
So, Mr. J, you picked a 5.5 album out of 10 for us to review this week.
It's a classic album because of Can We Talk, but
it's not a classic. It's not a classic album.
No. As I said, it's classic because when you see the album cover,
classic tracks are on it, but as a whole album, it's not.
No. That's what I said. 5.5. If you see the album, you remember Can We Talk, and you're just thinking, and it takes you back to that moment. But I listened to it, I'm thinking, wow, this is rubbish. This is rubbish. I said, okay, here we are. So, yeah. But as I said, I celebrate all albums, all artists. I'm Dr. Doolittle. All animals are welcome here, and this album definitely brings back memories.
Those eyes. It's stunned this evening.
Did you say rubbish?
No, he didn't.
No, rabbits. I welcome all animals inside.
Welcome all animals. Welcome.
Okay.
It's too. But look at everyone else. I love the Prince tracks. Well, okay. Right.
I'm gonna say 8 out of 10.
Timmy Lee says 5 top. Except wow, I don't know.
You've gone 8 out of 10 on what basis? What basis is that? That's a very high rating for this album.
I love it. I love.
Well, you picked it, so fair play.
I love it. And I love Paris 179, whatever number. That song, I love the meaning behind it. I understand what you guys are saying, but I feel like for young Tevin Campbell fans, it was actually, because little girls were in love with Tevin Campbell. We did not care what nobody told us about Tevin Campbell. We were in love with this man. We don't care about folks telling us he was gay. None of that. We still love him, and it made us listen. Like, we listened to what he had to say. So I don't care how busy the song was, we would take it out and read what he was talking about, And so it was giving younger people messages, although that one might have been giving a message to go get knocked up in the after school. But I still loved the tracks. I know I wasn't about to go do none of that stuff, but I was listening to like, ooh, and it sounded good though. Like it was just a beautifully done album to me from beginning to end. I love it. Sometimes you need some different things in there, So Prince, I still like it. So I'm giving it an 8.
You're giving it an 8. Okay.
Well, I've got 5 great tracks, so it's getting a 5 straight off, and then I've got 2 more. Brown Eyed Girl, Halls of Desire. I did play them quite a bit. I'm gonna go 6, maybe 6.5 at the most. 6 or 6.5. That's a very generous 6.5 for me. I don't like to say it's not an 8, 9, or 10 album for me, but then again, it's not under 5, so it's I think that's about right for this album. But I think if you've not got this album in your collection, you see, I've seen it in chat. I've picked this album up in charity shops. I've probably got another couple of copies somewhere for 50 cents, 50 cents. Worth picking up if you see it, for that price. I know you can stream it, but it's nice to have the original.
Around 4 or 5. So I see a lot of people are giving it his 4 or 5.
I can understand why.
This is a good album, yo.
Yeah, there's good strong tracks on it. You're not going to be disappointed with those tracks. How many albums do you buy that have 5 strong tracks on it? Not many. You're getting 2 or 3 at the most with most albums.
Yeah, but last week, Miss Jackie was really on this whole filler, and she's been an industry person, could understand that, and you could see how they got their 30, 20, 50, 60 grand for the Face and Daryl's tracks, and it's like, yeah, we can move around that. I do think that I think that I don't know why Quincy didn't do some production on this album and stuff like that. Y'all sleeping on I'm Ready. 8 out of 10. Wow, goodness. I wonder if Can We Talk was not on this album, if everyone would still rate it the same way. I think Can We Talk is such a
sold the album. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and then I'm Ready and Always on My Mind. Those tracks really.
Always in my heart.
Oh, sorry, Always in My Heart. Yeah. Never, I love you.
Do you remember what the first single was? What was the first single? Was it I'm Ready?
Can We Talk? No, it's Can We Talk?
Okay.
Straight out the bat.
Yeah, they came out.
See, I don't know. Songs didn't really sell me like that. Like, I love Can We Talk, but I just bought it because it was Tevin Campbell, and I love the first album. So it didn't matter what single he put out. I was buying it.
Did you buy the album after?
I got it as soon as it came out.
I'm talking about the album after this. Was it Back to the World? Did you buy that album?
No.
See, I did. I was still loyal to old Tevin then.
You were.
See, that's the strange thing is that, look, the first single was Can We Talk, and then the second was Shh, and then I'm Ready, Always in My Heart. So they realized, man, we need to get those Face tracks out. Maybe they had an agreement with Prince that they had to release one of his. So that was the second single. Then Don't Say Goodbye and Brown Eyed Girl was the last single that was released. But it sold over 2.5 million. But the biggest hit, of course, was Can We Talk? That just made a massive difference. Prince was credited as Paisley Park for his contributions to writing and stuff. So, yeah.
Good evening,
guys.
Thanks for your comments.
If
DJ All Day is with us again, he's with us all day and all night. Old DJ All Day. Mrs. Swabion's still with us. Dale's still with us.
Back to the World. I didn't remember Get That one. It just was that the third and final album.
Production, was it jammy jazz, that kind of Rashan Patterson type of vibe to it? There might have been some Chucky Thompson stuff on that. I need to dig it out again.
What year was that? Like 99?
97, I think it was. 97.
And that's when he got in trouble, right? Around that time.
Yeah.
It was 96. Back to the World, 96.
Was it 96?
Yeah.
That just got lost, that album.
You had Puffy on it, and Chucky, Stevie J, Keith Crouch.
Got completely lost. It's a shame.
Yeah, and compared to the first 2 albums, it didn't even do anything. The Tevin album, I'm even wondering if it just went platinum. I think the Tevin Campbell album was probably the
And
best
there
one.
was there one more album after that, Namdi? I'm sure there was another
Yeah.
album after that I got as well. Sure there was.
Yeah,
For Your Love.
so-
For Your Love.
Yeah.
That
I don't remember. I've got it somewhere. I don't remember even what it sounds like.
So he had the Tevin Campbell album. However, okay, he was still signed to Quest. It came out in '99.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. 99 is when he got in trouble because he was supposed to come to town and he didn't.
Okay, goodness. I think by that time, man, they just said, "Look, man, we've invested money in you." I just think that they just didn't take care of the kid, man, and that's they didn't take care of him. But yeah, I mean, I will go. I'm gonna go and listen to the other two albums. I think off the back of it that the Tevin album was probably my favorite of them. But Can We Talk was the big single and everything. All right, guys. Well, I mean, for me, as I said, I found this challenging, just because I was disappointed with half the album songs, but it came good at the end.
Always good to be challenged, Namdi.
Yeah, but yes, I think this was probably as difficult as Blood on the Dance Floor. Blood on the Dance Floor, but anyway, it wasn't as bad. So yeah. What about you, Stevie? How did you find this album and working on it?
Pretty much how I remembered it, just like you say, half an album with a few tracks that I realised I need to listen to a bit more. Nice to go back to it. It was nice to go back to it. But yeah. Thank you, Miss J, for your selection this time.
Yes. So, guys, it's amazing that we finished this in a record time. It tells you how bad the album was that we've just breezed through it, as Emma pointed out. It's so this is our quickest episode ever. What a record.
We can get offline and plan some more now.
Yeah. So, stay tuned. So, Mrs. Jackie McGee has confirmed at the end of the month we are doing the my favorite album of all time, which is Make It Last Forever album, and the fact that Jackie sang on half those tracks, doing the backgrounds and duets. So imagine the story she's going to tell on that album, making that album, as she. I can't imagine what she'll put as her favorite song on that album.
I can't imagine either, Namdi.
Because she was on it and stuff like that. So. But all the stories and all the fallouts and everything. So that's definitely going to be one for everyone to tune in. And I think that's on the 27th. Yes. No, we've got, that's on I think it's the 27th. Yes. So that would be great when it comes through. We've got some most good stuff coming through. So we will, as we go offline now, we're going to plan our next episode. And we will let you guys know. But anyway, thanks, guys. And we'll see you guys next week. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Don't say goodbye.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between
us, or even loving us, on which I did miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay.
They don't understand what Joseph boys do in all
Play it.
And all these guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different